Hi, I'm Evan Pantazi. A question was asked a while back from Emmett Doyle, and I had done this video here. The question he had asked was, let me see here, a bit off topic, and I know you don't deal with points but anatomy, but I've come across a technique in the book which refers to Q-show known as Denko, lightning bolt. Could you shed any light on this anatomical structure surrounding it? And I went into the description and worked with the Denko point. Now, the Denko point has both functionalities. It can be a nerve attack or it could be a blood attack. Let's take care of the nerve attack because that's what's being referenced, and the lightning would result from a white flash that when you attack the nervous system, you can get. So let's take a look at the anatomy here, okay, and we'll take a look at this area. The area is down and through here. Let's zoom in just a little bit, and it's between the 7th and 8th ribs. So here's the 7th rib, as we can see here, 7th rib, and here's the 8th rib, okay. So it's when you look at the illustration, which I'll put also in the video here, you'll see a nerve emanating right here. Now let's zoom in on this, and let's move him up a little bit so we can see. Okay, so we have again the 7th rib here and the 8th rib here. Now there's also a Shichin target from the Bubishi, a death target that is the same place. Listed as Denko, or also the Shichin of the snake, and we'll get to that a little later because I want to talk to the doctor and get his an interview with him and or a discussion with him and ferret out the realities of what that target will do. But that's up for another day. So we'll be looking at Denko once again. We've already looked at it on one level, looking at it on a second level today, and we'll look at it on a tertiary level as well. So we take a look at this nerve coming out here. It's the 7th spinal nerve, as you can see. And if we click on this nerve here, because it gets a little bit bigger and easier to attack, let's get rid of the blood system for a second so we can see the nerves easier. You'll see this little branching here, and those are the cutaneous branches of the T7 nerve, okay? And that's the spinal nerve there, and these are the cutaneous branches of that 7th spinal nerve. Okay, so that's the target in question, the Denko target, okay, right in through here, and of course it's on both sides. Now, what we want to take a look at also, let's bring in some organs here. All right, we're not going to be able to see too much, I believe. Let's peel away some of these muscles here. Okay, and let's peel away this. Okay, and here we have the liver. Okay, and you can see this this nerve right in through here. There's the T7 spinal nerve and the T7 cutaneous branches. Here's the liver. Okay, and let's also hide that. Let's see if this guy, I don't believe he has a diaphragm, but if not, we'll just discuss it. And it looks like a little bit of a diaphragm, so this muscle structure coming right across here that helps with the lungs in the breathing apparatus, where it expands downward to fill the lungs with air, and it also compresses upwards or constricts upwards to push the air out. Anyway, this target here, these nerves, okay? And let's pull out just a little bit further. So the illustration that he sent us is depicting a person forcing their way in between your legs. And it refers to women helping and a housewife. So I'm only imagining that this came from a book on women's self-protection or self-defense. And it mentions the Q-Show point, and I'll be adding the text in a post on qshow.com to go along with this film so you can read the text. You'll also see the image. You could read it off there, but it's kind of blurry, so I typed it out for you. So anyway, why would wrapping your legs around the abdomen here and squeezing with the right portion of your knee into the Denko targets cause a lightning bolt? Well, that's because you're going to be attacking that nerve at the seventh nerve. Let's get rid of this muscle here and let's go right back in. So here we have the 11th vertebrae and you have the 8th or the 11th rib. Let's get back up higher. Here's the 8th rib, and you can see how far down it dips. All right, and if we follow these up, you have the 7th rib and you have the 8th rib. Now the Denko is located between these two, but look at the tie-ins here with the vertebrae. Okay, this is about the area that you'd attack the bronchial tubes right up and through here. This is the area. Let's get to the circular. This area right in through here will also attack the diaphragm. Now the diaphragm can be attacked down and through here as well because the diaphragm muscle comes down, okay, and it links into the spine. Now let's go out of here for a second. Let me see if I can find the diaphragm. I should have looked at this before. Diaphragm. And I cannot see one. Okay, let's come back up here, just lungs. This will help. Okay, here we go, folks. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit. This muscle here is the diaphragm. Okay, and if we turn this guy around, it doesn't have the branches or the seize muscle to come down for the diaphragm to hook into here. It's curtailed a little bit because this is just a lung anatomy. Let's bring back the muscles. No, that's not going to help. Sorry. Let's go back out to the beginning here. All right, so we see the diaphragm underneath. Here we go. Okay. So if we zoom out, we can start to see that this diaphragm muscle hooks all the way down to the base of the spine. Now let's go back out to our original model. Bear with me as I pop around this diagram. Okay, let's go back underneath and we'll zoom out a little bit. Move this guy up. It's not easy, but hey, I'm getting better at it. Let's see here. All right, so you're going to be attacking the Denko, which is in between this rib, the 8th rib, and the 7th rib. Okay, and it's going to shock the nerve. It's going to send the shock right into the diaphragm area, right in through here in the spine, as well as you can get to it down here, as we mentioned before. So anyway, that's why the Denko is called out, and it causes suffocation. Now, if you look back, and I'll put the link to the original Denko film below. Also, a link to a resuscitation video. Now, not the actual resuscitation we use, but you've all seen it as the lung intermediate revival. And if I can find the link on YouTube, I don't know if I have it there. I know I have the MP4 on qshow.com. I'll tie that in as well. So bear with the film a little bit. You'll see that this area is up and through here. Whoops, I forgot to get my circular. Up and through here, right, actually more right into this target is where we strike on the individual to resuscitate the person. But there's many ways. You can pump the diaphragm itself physically, much like you start in the heart with CPR. You can either do the slap that we suggest or the thump that medical science suggests for heart attack, or you can do the medical pumping, and that's just pumping the organ physically, the heart. Okay, let's get rid of the lungs. It would be massaging. If you're pressing down here, you'd be massaging the heart muscle to get it circulating the blood again. Now under here, if we've got the lungs and you have the diaphragm cutting across, okay, then you're going to want to massage up on the diaphragm and down, and that you'd be involving the internal organs. You'd be pressing on these structures right in through here. Let's hide that for a second. To pump up on the diaphragm that's underneath. All right, so let's go back out for a second here. Let's take a look at, let's find our lungs again. Thoracic cavity, yeah, let's go with this one. Okay, that was it. Okay, so you see the diaphragm, the muscle that comes all the way across the body. Let's see if we can add the organs in here. Let's hide all this stuff here. Okay, so you got all these organs. And as you push up underneath as suggested and hold the person's arms tight against that area that the illustration depicts, you are stimulating the nerves into this area that will stimulate the diaphragm. You're also physically massaging and manipulating it like a CPR kind of a technique. So that would explain the resuscitation image that's below, and also the Denko target for the squeezing, and that's why it's called lightning bolt. Now, when we get into the Shichin target of the snake, it's in the same location as Denko, but we'll get into that in a later video, so stay tuned with us. So that's just a little bit more on the Denko target. A little collaboration with a fellow YouTube watcher, and thanks, Emmett. I appreciate it. Gives us some more information we can play with. Also, the techniques to affect these targets, and a validation, because yet another old document documents Kyusho. It documents Denko, as in Ohan Soken's notes, and it also documents that it was used to produce unconsciousness in the individual. So there's no disputing Kyusho is real anymore. Those that do that just aren't paying attention. And our job now is to separate it from the pressure points to the real anatomy, so you can get a deeper understanding of the actualities and the realities of how Kyusho works, and how you can place them into your style and get a better handle on it, rather than the pressure points, which are working on different systems altogether. Luckily, they seem to get a couple of results, but if you want deeper results, and I mean serious results like the old masters and the founders documents listed, then you're going to have to get into the anatomy, the physiology, and the functionality of Kyusho. Thanks for watching.